Oh, I thought we were actually live
Yeah,
there for a
so did
second.
I. All right, Speed Gaming 2, can you hear us loud and clear? All right, Kip, I think we're getting the green light here, so I think we'll just back the train up into the station. We will take it from the top. Good evening, Speed Gaming 2. My name is the Hockey Towner, and I'm joined by Kip, and we are just really fired up. It gives us the great privilege of commentating ShinyZeni's 100% item collection run of Super Metroid. Kip, how are you doing tonight?
You know, I was doing good a few minutes ago, but now my confidence is completely blown because we just went through the greatest intro of all time and it didn't even go on air. But but no, I'm really happy to be here. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this Hundo run, and Zenny is one of our absolute best players, not only in Super Metroid in general, but in particular at Hundo. He's really been kicking some fast times lately, so should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
No doubt about it, Kip. Zenny coming off of a tremendous performance in the 100% tournament there, finishing third place overall. Terrific performance, but he's going to give a spellbinding, stunning speedrun exhibition for us all tonight. And I think Zenny's he's off camera. He's given the sign to hurry it up, guys. I want to get my run started. So what do you say, Kip? Should we count him down?
Let's do it, man. Kick it off.
All right, Zenny, gonna start his run in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, those of you familiar with Super Metroid speedruns, and then all of you folks new to the game, Zenny's gonna be starting off on Ceres Station, the center of galactic scientific research. Samus Aran answering that distress signal. But you can see Zenny wasting no time making his way down those stairs and through those doorways.
And I could be wrong about this. Feel free to correct me. I don't know exactly how this is displaying on the channel, but if you can see Zenny's splits the way we're seeing them, you probably see a recording happening, and I believe that's probably his PB VOD.
A very impressive PB at that, Kip. In the 113's an incredibly fast time.
That's right. I was mentioning this earlier before I realized that only hockey was listening to me. Um, Zenny is one of only two people that have a 113 in Hundo. He is currently in second place. Behemoth is currently in first, who recently, I know he ran like a 113, 30 something. He might have even gotten into the 2X range. I believe he has. I just haven't been able to see it as much because I've been busy with a lot of the SGLIVE stuff. But yeah, very, very tremendous PB. And we will be picking up 100% of the items because in Super Metroid, they make it easy for you. There are exactly 100 items, and we're going to collect all 100 of them.
Couldn't make it simpler, right, Kip? But some of those items are very well hidden in a casual playthrough. You'd be hard pressed to find them all. Zenny looking really sharp there through the Serious Escape, finishing with I think a high 45 there. So definitely off to a great pace. He's going to head down to the surface of Zebus and really kickstart the game. And oh, look at this! Actually, we have a slight personnel change. ShinyZeni will not be doing the run. It's actually Samus Aran running, her own game here. So this is a shock, Kip.
Yeah, I'm a little, to be honest with you, I'm really fascinated by the balance we have here on screen. On the right side of the screen, we've got like Turtle Power all day. We got like turtles from Pokemon and then also the Ninja Turtles on his pants. And then on the left, it's like all Metroid all day. So pay no attention to the fact that turtles are slow. This will be a speed run based off of the rabbit.
That's right. That's right. And we'd like to welcome everybody from SG3, the Raiders. Welcome in. We've got Super Metroid 100% action at the SG Live Marathon. beaming its way into your televisions, computer monitors, whatever you use to display this amazing speedrunning content. So welcome in. Yeah, Zenny heading up. For those of you familiar with the NES version of Metroid, these rooms look awfully familiar. Zenny picking up that first major item, the morphing ball. Now, Kip, I understand that he's got to pick up that major and then this one minor, this missile pack, to kind of kickstart the rest of the game starting.
Yeah, that is correct. There are actually, well, there's really just kind of one more item over here that you can currently pick up. We call it the beta missile pack because it's like the second missile pack that you would typically get like a casual playthrough. It's over to the right, but we're going to skip that for now. It will be faster to come back here and pick it up later when Zebus has been activated and we have more items, and we'll collect other items around it. It'll actually be one of the last items in the entire run that we pick up. So we'll be back here, but it'll be about an hour from now or more.
Yeah, that's right. It will be about an hour from now. So don't forget those rooms, folks. We're going to be seeing them again. But first, got to make his way, ShinyZeni, through the old Mother Brain room, now teeming with space pirates, or Zabesians if you prefer. Look at this climb. Right side wall jumps. Really clean execution. Smooth. They say slow is smooth and smooth is fast. ShinyZeni is both smooth and fast. So he's really looking sharp through here. Well, a little bit of a stumble there, but no, he's going to recover fine, make his way up into parlor.
Yeah, that was, in fairness, probably a below average climb for Zenny, but I can't think of a possible reason why he would be having trouble seeing what he's doing. So I don't know, maybe he's just a little nervous or something, who knows.
Oh, not ShinyZeni. He's got ice water in his veins. He doesn't get nervous. Look at that bombs time. 452, 453. Very impressive stuff from Zenny early here. Gonna face the first mini boss of the game. This is Bomb Chorizo. Not chorizo, as is commonly quoted in Twitch chat. You know, chorizo is a type of sausage. This is not a sausage. This is a biomechanical bird that you gotta shoot missiles and pea shooter shots at multiples of 5 into and defeat without getting the dreaded decapitation animation. You see Zenny avoids that animation perfectly.
Yeah, and he did a good job. Unfortunately, Bomb Chorizo was not very giving with the missile drops there. You're trying to get kind of a spread of basically it would take like 5 shots to begin with and then 7 missiles, and you're trying to, like, get a couple missiles, shoot them, and then fill all the way up to 5 to shoot the rest. Unfortunately, I believe in the first round Bomb Chorizo only dropped 2 missile drops for a grand total of 4. So there's nothing you can do about that. When it happens, you just got to deal with it.
Stingy Bomb Chorizo, but how about that right side Alcatraz escape and then into Terminator? Really lovely execution from Zenny here early. Now, I'm not very well seasoned when it comes to the actual speed running of this game, although I have been a fan of it for many, many years. But it just blows me away that runners of Zenny's caliber and others like him are able to maintain the focus and may be able to execute the inputs for a run so long as 100% item collection in comparison to the other vanilla categories.
Yeah, it is tough. I will definitely admit that it's tough to stay focused. First of all, I think it's hard to stay razor focused for any type of run of this game, but in particular, this is an endurance test. And one cool thing though that I really like about Super Metroid is you actually kind of get breaks to reset yourself. Um, you got all these fanfares that last about 7 seconds each. There's 100 of them in the run. Then you also have these doors that open that you go through for like roughly 2.5 to 3 seconds at a time. So there's some different ways to kind of recalibrate your brain and get ready for the next room.
Oh, for sure, Kip. It's good that it's part of that. Plus, they get a couple extended breaks, like the bowling cutscene, and we'll be seeing that probably in the next, I'd say 20 to 30 minutes, maybe. just a very wide estimate there. Zenny went for that little reverse mock ball, didn't quite slip under the gate there, but of course nailing the initial forward mock ball, the early supers mock ball as it's called, and just cleaning out all the items. There's so many items around these early supers. Reserve tank, 3 missile packs, and of course those coveted super missiles.
Yes, and right now he is heading. First of all, I will apologize. It's a little late, and my puppy's not overly happy with me right now, so y'all might hear in the background. In fact, I might have to step away for about 10 seconds just to let her outside real quick. But her name is Sam, named after Samus. But so sorry again in advance. You probably heard her whining there a little bit. But this area that he just went past, and even in this room now, he will come back to this a little bit later because they're like even right now he's skipping those charge missiles. He'll be back to pick a lot of those items up during like the middle part of the game. He's going to do some item collection up front, kill Kraid, and then head up to head up to Fantoon at the wreck ship. And then after he clears the wreck ship, much later in the run, he'll come back and clear all this stuff out. So we're definitely going to be skipping a few items for now.
For sure, for sure. As Kip said earlier, when we were in Retro Brinstar, it is faster to come back later when you're fully strapped up with all those juicy movement items that this game affords you. Some really interesting ones like the speed booster, the space jump, the screw attack. Just really, really amazing items that are, just hallmarks of the Metroid franchise as a whole. Zenny showing off that moonfall, uncapping his fall speed, not just for the reverse climb at the beginning after Parlor in Criteria. Use it as often as he can. Kind of an indication of a high caliber runner is the way that they utilize that moonfall technique. So going to be seeing a lot of moonfalls from Zenny, all those little optimizations throughout each room of Super Metroid.
Yeah, he just picked up that spacer beam. And I've got a question for you, Hockey.
Oh boy, here we go, Kip.
Because we got a long run here, but I've always
do.
wondered, why did they name it spacer beam? And if you look at the icons for all the beams, there's usually some kind of creature or even kind of like dinosaur looking thing on a lot of them. Why didn't they put a triceratops on that one and call it, like, I don't know, the tri-beam or something like that? But instead they put a crab. I just that one's always been a mystery to me.
It's definitely an interesting choice, and like I've always thought that, like, if you look at the two, if you look at charge versus plasma, or you look at wave versus ice, they almost look like they could be the same species, just like a larval form of the following one. I don't know, maybe my brain is the hamster fell off the wheel on that one. But the crab spacer icon is one of the great mysteries of Super Metroid. I have no idea. And the name, Spacer. What is a spacer? Is it a spacer beam? Is it a spacer laser? I don't know. But how about this Kraid quick kill from ShinyZeni? 2 missile opener, 3 supers delivered to Kraid's stun-locked open maw. Picks up that Varia suit.
There was a question in chat about the official policy on the webcams for this event, and like wanting to see people's faces. And I totally understand, but don't worry, I'm pretty confident that once Zenny beats this game in under 3 hours of in-game time, we'll see that helmet come right off.
That's right. Like, Zenny's gonna unlock the best ending in his own life.
Actually, I don't know if we want to see the best ending, but we'll just let's just focus on the run here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Kip, what do you think he's got underneath that Metroid t-shirt? But you know what? This is a family-friendly stream, so Hockey, shame on you. Wag of the finger at that hockey towner. He's at it again. There you go, Zenny. So, but like Kip said, the run is exciting. So far, so good. He's picking up that Kraid's janitor's closet E-tank in Kraid's warehouse, as we like to call it.
Hey, quick trivia. I think I learned this a long time ago, but I completely forgot. And then someone recently reminded a bunch of people. Did you know that you can get those little, we call them frogs, like the little beat-ems. Did you know that you can get them to jump off of you if you arm pump enough times?
Oh, wow. I did not know that. How many arm pumps are we talking here, Kip?
I think it's actually like a lot, like 30 or something like that. Somebody in the chat would probably know, but
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about commentating Super Metroid runs, is the knowledge base that chat has I'm not going to call anyone out specifically, but they know who they are. Just an incredible minds, incredibly deep knowledge of the mechanics of this game. So I've leaned on them in the past for sure.
Oh yeah, there's always a lot of people that know more about it than me. This is why it's actually fun, because usually when I do commentary, I know that if I just ask the question, somebody in chat will have my back. So,
No doubt
um,
about it.
but real quick, Zenny just picked up my personal favorite item of this game, the high jump boots, and definitely, I think if you're getting into Super Metroid speedrunning, to me, other than boss fights, the real difference between the elite players and everybody else is their ability to control the nuances of Samus with speed booster and high jump boots. It's the movement is so much more difficult and nuanced, and you'll see Zenny do a lot of really great things with tight execution, even though the movement can be pretty volatile.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It's something like that. A casual playthrough, a casual gamer like me would never pick up on just a little bit of the jump mechanics, the jump physics change. Whether or not you have speed booster, of course, high jump, absolutely, maybe more than doubles your jump height. But ShinyZeni through Rising Tide there, going into Bubble Mountain, gonna dethrone King Kak. King Kak is dead. Long live the king. He's gonna head up and grab that speed booster item that Kip was talking about. Now, Kip, I understand that the speed booster allows faster movement or boosted speed, but what are some of the other features of this item?
Yeah, so speed booster is actually, in a way, I think it's kind of like the most fun item because it's also sort of the most complicated one. Not only does it increase the maximum speed that you can run, but it also allows you to pick up these speed echoes that you can then store for shine sparking. Which, if you've played the game casually, almost everybody eventually falls in the decor pit, and you learn that you can spark your way out of there. So basically, the simple version of this is the game is checking every time you're running. There's certain parts of Samus's run animation where the game checks to see if you have the dash button held, and I think it takes 4 confirmations before it'll give you the speed echoes. So there are ways to short charge those and get them in tighter spaces than just running straight forward by doing some taps and some stutters. And there will definitely be a few points in this run where Zenny takes advantage of those. So Speed Booster definitely adds a lot of cool tech to the game.
No doubt about it, Kip. You want to talk to piggyback on your comment about cool tech? How about that D boost in single chamber? Just love the smooth, slick movement of high level Super Metroid speedrunning that ShinyZeni is putting on display here. Grabbing that wave beam, that's going to allow his shots to pass through blocks and walls and all sorts of things, opening gates from the other side, and a really nice big giant leap out of double chamber there. So definitely looking sharp early. He's got his Norfair items, and I do believe Kip ShinyZeni does run the late Croc route for 100%.
He does, and before I talk about that, I just have to laugh. I'm sorry, but that strat is so nasty. What he just did, I don't even know how to explain it because I've never done it. Like, I know how it works, but basically he charged a shot, and once you have a charged shot and you're in ball form for like a certain amount of time or whatever, you will unleash a bomb spread of like 5 bombs. And he did it in the middle of the air with a certain timing that made it fall down directly to blow up immediately upon touching the block you wanted to break. So it's it's really complex to try to explain what all happened there. Let me just tell you, it's really cool what he just did.
No doubt about it, Kip. The bomb waterfall executed perfectly by Zenny there, going back through Bubble Mountain. Now he's picking up the ice beam, going to be able to freeze enemies. That's going to become extremely important later on because he is skipping Croc and thus Grapple Beam for now. He's got the Ice Beam. He'll have to execute a challenging trick in Meridia called the Ice Clip in order to get to the Spring Ball item. And once you get Spring Ball in this game, Kip, in this round, I mean, all bets are off. It just becomes absolutely bonkers, in my opinion.
I would agree. Since we're just talking about items generally speaking, I just want to say very quickly, a little off topic, but the one way I think this game could be improved from a design point of view, there's not many things like for the era that I would say, but the spring ball item is really neat, and it would be awesome if you had it earlier in the game. As it stands, you don't get it until much later, and I just think it would have been neat if maybe like it came innately with the either morph ball or maybe even like when you get high jump boots or something. I think future Metroid games changed that and allowed you to get it earlier. So it would be kind of neat to see what all he could do with it if we had it earlier. But unfortunately, we won't be able to see that.
No, for sure. Spring Ball is not only deep, buried, hidden in Meridia, it's also very late in the game, but there's still plenty of speed run tech that can be executed using that spring ball, even if there's not a lot of game left by the time Zenny picks it up.
So Zenny now grabbing his first power bomb pack of this route. And you mentioned earlier, I'll do a quick job of explaining it, but you mentioned that he's running the late grapple route, which means late croc. And what the primary way that impacts your run, it's definitely faster if you can pull it off. But you have to be able to execute several things to make it worthwhile. People can kind of correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the general wisdom is that it saves somewhere around maybe 20 to 25 seconds, something like that, if you kind of do everything correctly. But since he won't have the grapple beam until much later near the end of the run, that means that he will have to use a move called the ice clip to get into the spring ball area. However, that's actually, in my opinion, not even the hardest part of doing late croc. The hardest part is what he's about to do now, which is you have to run wreck ship the entire section with one less energy tank that you would normally get at croc, and then you need to do it in a fashion to where you don't take hardly any damage so that you maintain enough energy to do the full spark at gauntlet later. I know I'm overloading y'all with a lot of information, but it really is complicated. So part of the reason that you'll see maybe like newer runners that aren't as experienced, they'll see the world record, they'll try to do this route, and then it won't save as much time. But anyway, apart from that, let's look at this ocean fly attempt. It looks good. Oh, just barely. But yeah. So what Zenny is about to attempt to do, in my opinion, is sort of sneakily, if you're not super familiar with it, probably the most difficult part of pulling off this route. Got to be very careful to execute and wreck ship. Got to make sure you don't take too much damage. And then there's also a really tricky part when you have to pick up the wreck ship energy tank that will require a really tricky bomb jump that you would not have to do if you had the grapple beam. So grapple makes this part of the game a lot easier.
No doubt about it, Kip. Risk reward, and like you said, there's secondary and tertiary effects. Just by choosing not to get grapple, now choosing not to go to croc, but grabbing that ice beam, necessary for the ice clip, and definitely has a potential time save. But like you said, it's all what you build. It's all what you execute with prior to when you actually have to do the ice clip. But speaking execution, we're going to see the second boss fight of the run. This is Fantoon, the boss of the wreck ship. He's got the lights off. We want to turn those lights on and get full access to the rest of the wreck ship. So good luck, Zenny. Get your proton pack on, strap it on so you can bust that ghost.
And don't worry, everybody, 5 super missiles should do the trick.
Kip with the Nintendo Power strategy. Hope we don't see 5 supers. A beautiful Doppler. Really got a lot of missiles landed on that Doppler.
Yeah, I think you got 7. 6 is kind of what you're shooting for. If you can get a 7th, you go for it. But that was really well done. He should only have to shoot 5 here in a super. And wow, that was a gorgeous fight.
Despite that slow pattern to open a beautiful Fantoon fight for Zenny, he's got to be happy with that one. Perfect execution on those Doppler missiles. So just like the name, if you're familiar with high school physics class, Doppler effect, it allows Samus to fire missiles. What would you say, Kip? Like more rapidly, or just like to land more in the space that you have? How would you explain it? I'm not explaining it well.
You know what? I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any better. The basic premise, I do want to, before I mention it, I do want to point out something that Zenny just did real quick. That strat right there, I want to say it was found by Jack. I could be wrong about that. but that actually saved dropping a bomb to jump up in that little section where you break the blocks. He shot in a very specific way that broke enough blocks, and then he did like this kind of crazy jump. It's actually a little bit quicker, a lot more difficult to do. But anyway, that was a really cool strat. But anyway, the Doppler, yeah, I guess it's just more about all the different beams or even projectiles. Your beam and regular missiles and super missiles all have completely different cooldowns. And so the Doppler method of shooting regular missiles at Fantoon, I think missiles actually have I think they have the fastest cooldown in the game for projectiles. Like you can shoot more missiles per second or, whatever, per 10 seconds or whatever, than you can like even beam shots. And the basic premise is Fantoon is trying to close his eye and go off screen, but if you shoot it at the right rhythm, it constantly like stops him from being able to do that. And so you basically need to be moving towards him and firing at that rhythm to make it work. And so here's that really difficult bomb jump that didn't look difficult at all.
Easy like Sunday morning, but it's only Saturday morning. Way to go, Zenny.
Well done.
Well, yeah, Kip, like you said, just it's all about, it's not, I had it a little bit twisted. It's not about speed of missiles being fired. It's more about the rhythm and timing to kind of pin Fantoon in place so that he doesn't disappear.
Yeah, I actually think that you're not wrong. I think it is about speed. Like, I think you're right about that. It's just that the only extra caveat I'd add to it is like, it's not necessarily like you don't have to do it the fastest way possible. It's almost like you have to train yourself to do it at a certain rhythm where you're not just constantly mashing as quickly as you can.
For sure.
Because if you go too fast, you won't have you'll fire too quickly and then he'll go off screen. Ooh, nice little strat there by Zenny.
Oh yeah, nice attic. Yeah, so Zenny's into a room in the wreck ship, a very challenging room to execute optimally, whether in any percent or hundo. That is the attic, and we saw some really nice blue kind of speed keep using that speed booster state to damage enemies, just blow right through them. And he's gonna go ahead and pick up this right side missile pack.
He's done a very nice job of this room so far, by the way, and this is my least favorite room in the run. Anyone who's watched Oats and Goats is probably familiar with one of his most famous clips, the "Put Me Through."
Oh my goodness!
And even though we're laughing, all I can tell you is I totally understand why he felt that way.
Oh yeah.
It's a really annoying room.
But Zenny certainly not annoyed with it. He just clipped right through those work robots, both ways, going in and coming out. Gonna fly up into the Craterius surface there and grab that missile pack and into this little maze. Being careful not to fall back into West Ocean at grabbing a second missile pack, and then he'll be heading to bowling. And he'll be able to, take a little breather. You talked earlier, Kip, about the resets. The mental resets in the door transitions or in the item fanfare as well. This is definitely a big break here during the bowling cutscene.
Yeah, one of the biggest breaks. To me, there's kind of, I guess in this run, maybe like 4 really major breaks. You get bowling. Well, I guess I'm referring to like once you kind of like actually get into the running of once you're on the planet. Obviously, there's a lot of wait time in the series at the beginning and stuff, but you got the bowling wait, you got a G4 wait, you got a Shack Tool wait. And then there's like the Mother Brain 2 weight that you would get in some categories, but in this one you actually don't really get that one because you're setting up for the stand-up glitch. But Zenny did something really neat here.
I was going to ask,
it's called the Flusher or something like that.
The robot flush, right?
Yeah. I've tried practicing this, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've literally never gotten it correctly one time. It's really complicated. It looks like he did hit the second one. It's possible to actually hit both of those off screen and have them already down where you can run straight across. But what he just did here is still way faster than what like a typical runner would do. So that was a cool strat. I kind of want to go back for just a moment, if you don't mind, Hockey, to talk about one interesting thing about Super Metroid that is probably not obvious to the naked eye, but that missile pack that he picked up a few items ago, that was like at the very top of the room, like it, like he did that big jump to get up there. That's actually really complicated because the way Speed Booster works with your jumping, it's not actually a linear line. Like if you could chart how high you jump based, oh wow, that strat by the way that Zenny just nailed. It's almost like we can't even explain anything because there's just 6 strats like every 5 seconds. But that was a nasty,
that
nasty
was
speedball.
really nice.
But anyway, if you could sort of put on a chart how much higher you jump based on your speed, it's not actually linear. It spikes. So there are like times where you could run faster and jump and actually jump lower than if you just slow down slightly. It's hard to explain.
Oh wow,
So
yeah.
so for him to get that item, he had to be very aware of exactly how much speed he needed and where exactly to jump. And you'll notice if you ever go back and look, he's not actually at full speed when he makes that jump. In fact, I'm pretty sure if you were at full speed, you couldn't make the jump that high. So anyway, it's very, very interesting. What you can do.
For sure, Kip. Against the instincts of any other game, where the
Exactly.
faster you run, the higher you jump. But you want to talk about maybe not a jump, but that lovely moonfall out of gravity with just that hole-in-one, speedball. That was absolutely ridiculous. Love to see it. And now the Gauntlet Spark with the wraparound shot after grabbing those landing site power bombs. Just really nice stuff. And now, now we got Zeddy going for another trick. Oh, he's got the floor broken,
wow.
Kip.
Oh boy.
He's got the floor busted. Let's go.
Oh, nasty.
Oh, nasty, nasty. Oh, you love to see it. Zenny really putting on just an absolute clinic of Super Metroid speedrun strats here in this 100% run. That was the...
Hey, we got to give it a new name. This guy's pulling this trick off so much with an audience. We're going to rename it to Mask Master since he's got on his Samus mask.
Mask Master.
Way to go,
The
Zenny.
Masked Runner with the Mask Master strat back of Gauntlet Spark from the E-Tank. Just, you'll love to see it. Beautiful execution from Zenny. And then, of course, maintaining the crumbling of both sets of those crumble blocks to grab the double missile pack at the back of Gauntlet. And just to top it all off, just a little cherry on top. Nice speedball out of Terminator back into Green Bryn Star.
This just gave me a fantastic idea, Hockey.
Well, Kip, lay it on me. I'm fired up.
Here we go. We're always trying to figure out ways to make Super Metroid more appealing to the masses, right? And I'm not the world's foremost scholar on all things pop culture, but from what I understand, average Joes like that show, The Masked Singer, right? So what we need to do is start having a show called The Masked Runner.
Ooh.
And everybody will do runs in a mask, but the nuances of their strats will let you guess who they are, kind of like people guess who the Masked Singer is. And so we could watch a hundo run of somebody and they could get that strat and we'd be like, that's Zenny, we know it's him.
We know it's Zenny. He got that
spark. He got that spark right there. So yeah, maybe that'll make Super Metroid more interesting to a wider audience.
Oh, it very well could. I think you bring up an excellent point, Kip. It's that, it's easy for a casual Super Metroid speedrun fan to be like, oh, the top runners all run the same thing. They do the same strats, blah, blah. I don't think anything could be further from the truth. There's so much execution, so much movement in this category, especially that, like, the top 4 or 5 runners, like, you could play their PB videos over and you could find, probably a couple dozen differences, at minimum.
Big time. I totally agree. In fact, that is actually my favorite part about speedrunning this game is it's almost like music, man. Like, if you could show me probably 4 or 5 different people's runs and not tell me who it is, and I could probably tell you who it is. Does that make sense? Because you start noticing trends and nuances of their movement style and stuff. And yes, they're going to be doing a lot of things very similarly, but not everything. And everybody's kind of got their own style, like a guitar player would or something like that. So yeah, that is very cool. And here comes one of the coolest names in terms of tricks, and also just a neat trick in general. I think he's going to buffer a jump here. This is called Mission Impossible. Oh,
let's go, Zenny. With the D-boost exit, Mission Impossible D-boost back into Big Pink. I just love this game. I love the way Zenny runs it. It's just really entertaining to watch.
Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Oats and Goats was recently, or maybe it was Scotty W as well, and Zenny were recently discussing this particular room and the previous room, like how to get into it and then do it. And I think some of these strats might be somewhat reworked in the relatively near past. Zenny can maybe explain more about that later, but people are all the time trying to find even ways to just save a couple frames in a lot of these rooms. And that's another great thing about Super Metroid. You know, Zenny, I can speak really highly of him too about this. And one of my favorite things about all of our runners is nobody's really trying to hide anything. Like people will find something in practice that will save time, and then they'll post it and ask questions, and then a bunch of other people will jump in and test it. And I mean, I'm sure you've seen that happen a million times, Hockey. So that's a cool thing. Is like we actually have like a real community of people that are interested in pushing the game, not just trying to get a record for themselves, if that makes sense.
Oh, no doubt about it, Kip. An amazing speedrun community. Definitely, whether you're the most accomplished runner or you're brand new to the game, you will find support in some way from anybody. And like you said, that nobody hides anything. It's all very open. And like you said, we're talking frame optimizations. You know, save 6 frames with this strat over strat A versus strat B. And you brought up Scotty. I feel like this isn't to take anything away from Zenny, but Scotty has definitely impressed with his commitment to Hundo. But
yeah, he's gotten a lot better very quickly, which I'm not really surprised at. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Super Metroid is, in my opinion, one of the most complex. Ooh, nice charge clip right there, by the way. That's difficult to do blind, but it's a very complex game. But at the same time, I don't think it's I don't think it's so overwhelming that that everybody couldn't do it. But I'm not surprised when I see like a really elite top level runner of another game come and play Super Metroid. Yeah, they're not like one of the best in the world immediately because it takes a little bit of a learning curve, but a lot of these people come in and get very good very quickly. And I think it's always fun to have other people that are great runners of other games come in and play.
yeah, no question about it, Kip. But Zenny just continuing on this blistering pace, just really nailing some really excellent, very smooth, very fast movement, as you've seen. So he's going to be heading down a correction. He's going to be heading to Meridia, underwater section. He's got that gravity suit from Wreck Ship, so he's got friction-free movement through the water. No need to do suitless Meridia when you have all the suits. And we'll be seeing him pick up that spring ball in short order here, and that's, like I said, that's when you really start to see some crazy strats. But how about this Main Street short charge?
Oh baby! Oh no!
I'm gonna take responsibility for that one. He's gonna dust himself off and try again. Lined up perfectly on that plant. Main Street missile collected. No need for a backup. Well done, Zenny. That's a really tight short charge too. 2 in a row like that is very hard.
If at first you don't succeed,
Oh, there we go.
stutter it and try again. Stutter and short charge again.
The well-spoken Kip. He's keeping a short charge here into Mama Turtle. So he does not have grapple beam, so he's got to spark up to grab that E-Tank, and he won't forget that missile pack in the wall on the way down. Like, who only knows how many times I missed that missile pack playing this when I was younger, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I don't even know if
everyone
I ever
shares
found
that
that one.
sentiment. As a very well hidden item.
We have a funny image in our community of like somebody will post it occasionally on the Discord. By the way, I think I could be wrong about this. I think that strat right there was something Zenny kind of perfected. A lot of times, if you're kind of learning Hundo, you will short charge and spark out of that room. But I remember watching some of his tutorial, and he talked extensively about how to get the right run speed to do like a little jump at the right time, and that saves the spark animation. But anyway, there's a funny image that is like the 6 locations where missiles are in this game that are the most likely for a casual person to accidentally miss, and the Mama Turtle one is definitely on there.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. So he's going to be heading up here to section of Murdia. I believe it's the beach and also the
That's
water,
right.
the watering hole. Gonna pick up some pretty well hidden missile pack and super missile pack, and also gonna see some enemies from another very popular SNES game, Chrono Trigger.
That's
Or
right.
maybe it's the other way around. I think it was Tracy M who corrected me and said Super Metroid came out first. It was Chrono Trigger that took those enemies from this game.
That
So
is a good point, and I've been talking about that for years, and I'd say it almost every time I do a commentary that comes here. But they really do. Like, I cannot see them without thinking of Chrono Trigger. But to me, it's a great connection because Super Metroid and Chrono Trigger are my two favorite Super Nintendo games. So,
oh yeah,
hey man, I'm all about it.
you'd be hard pressed to not put those two games on your Mount Rushmore of Super Nintendo games
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
and Chrono Trigger does have a mother brain. So hey,
Hey, the more than one thread that links them all together. But speaking of linking things together, Zenny just looking really sharp through these rooms. Uh, Definitely keeping up the pace. I think we saw another little moonfall here. Look at that. Look at that
yeah,
weave. How
I
about that?
I love that. That was really fantastic. Not only is that like not super easy to do, but I just think it looks rad.
Oh, no doubt about it. With that fall speed, just to be able to weave through those blocks, maintaining that momentum during the fall. Just really, really nice stuff. Terrific technique from Zenny. And now he's going to go in and face Batoon.
All right, that's the most troll pattern, but he cleaned it up.
Oh, perfect. Lands that X Factor and does away with the water snake. Well done, Zenny. So I think Kip 5D is going to join us to give a shout out for some incentives.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, so I just wanted to pop in real quick and let you guys know there's about, I'd say about 15 minutes until our big tournament golf incentive does end. That is $4 for Fernando Ultimate Almeida, and we've got $0 for Toyoshige Takano. If you do want to choose a different character for big tournament golf, whenever that happens, get your incentives in because it is ending here soon.
Did you say golf?
I did say golf.
What kind of golf game is it? Which one?
It's a big tournament golf.
Oh man, that sounds wonderful, but I'm sorry, I'm Mario 64 golf ride or die, baby. Somebody should donate for Mario Golf. There you go.
Yeah. Oh boy. But we saw Zenny there fly across the Coliseum with that the full halfy. It's a funny name because
Yeah.
it was most runners would only spark halfway across the Coliseum there, so it was called the halfy. Then they discovered that you do have enough on your Shine Spark timer to do it the full way. So instead of calling it, full spark or whatever, it's the full halfy, which is it's pretty funny.
Pretty funny. I'm pretty sure he was going for the spike suit there, and I think he got the bad frame, but he just got it corrected. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. ShinyZeni here has a spark suit, which it doesn't look like anything right now, but I promise you that he has a Shine Spark ready to go. So he's going to want to make sure that he doesn't accidentally trigger it in the next couple rooms. And then he's going to get to the top of the Coliseum here in a moment, and he's going to spark across.
With the reverse full halfy. Let's see that Womple jump opener. Let's go. The Womple spark. Beautiful execution from Zenny. He already grabbed those precious missiles before the dragon fight. And Kip, I mean, we didn't even get to talk about his dragon fight because I blinked and it was over.
Yeah, that fight is very difficult. And you and I are having, let's be honest for a minute, like, we're having a little bit of fun and making some jokes and hopefully having a good time. But really, like, every single room, like, Zenny is having a good time. He's wearing a mask. He's not trying for a PB. And he's still going to run a time that's better than, like, almost every player out there at the end of this run. Like, he's moving very quickly. Here's a really sweet strat. Maintaining that blue suit there to get down there like a couple seconds faster. That not only is that faster, but that is some swag moves right there.
Oh,
Even
absolutely.
moonfall. It even got the moonfall down.
My goodness. Like I said, this is clinical. I mean, Zeni is putting on an absolute exhibition for us. Perfect venue, SG Live 2020, into the wee hours of the morning, at least for us Eastern Standard people. But couldn't be happier to be here, to be witnessing this. Zeni, you're doing terrific. Really enjoying the run so far. Kip, I know you're having a great time too. I'm having
Oh
a
yeah,
great time.
for sure. I'm really happy that Zinni asked us to do this. So he's doing a great job. Obviously, very happy to contribute to the marathon and everything that SG Live's got going. So real quick, he just walked through the room that you would normally use the grapple beam to get up to Spring Ball, and instead, man,
Let's go.
yeah, that was one version of the ice clip. All I can tell you is he froze the Puyo at the right place. He's got a very small window to do it on their animation so that he could jump in between and clip up. Very impressive. While we're waiting, I just want to point something out about how serious some of the top runners are of this game. This room right here that you're looking at, where you literally just stand around and have to wait for a long time, I witnessed a multi-hour conversation recently between multiple top runners in which they tested like 15 different ways to drop the power bomb at the beginning of the room to get the fastest possible time in this room. So if that tells you anything about the state of Super Metroid speedrunning and how very serious and competitive it is, that should probably tell you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm not saying this in the slightest bit to throw any shade, but I gotta ask Kip, Cutie had to have been involved in that.
Of course he was, yeah, for sure.
Shout outs to Cutie. A terrific runner. A terrific runner. But ShinyZeni picked up that spring ball item. Now I'm licking my chops, Kip, because the spring ball, we're about to see it. It just unlocks so much new. It's the seasoning, it's the variety, it's the flavor. I mean, it's such a crazy item. I can't wait to see.
Yes,
Look,
in fact,
right here.
you see it right here, dropping a bomb to get up here, saving a little bit of time. And he also did something that you'll see a lot in this game that I don't know if we've really explained it. It's very kind of small, but it can help to know. Basically, if you're in morph while you're falling and then you unmorph, you actually kind of like reset your fall speed. And so sometimes if you do that at the right place, you can actually kind of like make it past the ledge you normally wouldn't be able to make it past. And he set up a lot of that previous series of rooms by doing that on the way out from Spring Ball. So it was, it only saved a little bit of time, but it's still just neat. They've also revamped this room. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this is a hard room, and I don't remember what they finally decided was the best strat. So let's just watch and see what he does here. I think Zinni actually came up with this version of it. Okay, I think he was supposed to spin jump off that last jump there. Yeah, that was still fast, but had he been able to spin jump off that last one, he would have gotten to the top and then got out on at the right time. But yeah, that was another one of those rooms where I believe Hoda Ruby came up with something, shared it with everybody, and then Zinni and Behemoth and several other people tested it. And another example of you actually have options in that room. Everybody can do it slightly different and get a very similar result. So that's another one of those cool, examples of a lot of different flavors.
Oh yeah, absolutely, kid. Now Zenny's heading back through Cack Attack Alley here. Normally you would go through it right to left to get the plasma beam, but Zenny picking up that spring ball, he's able to take that kind of fast travel up, pays the toll of a super missile, and travels all the way back up and grabs plasma. So he's still got another sand pit to clear out of all of its items. As we rapidly approach, 100% item collection, we're already almost 47 minutes into this run. We're clearing out Meridia, and Zenny's just doing a really terrific job. Look at that speed keep in Aqueduct. Woo! Don't want a soft lock there. The soft lock potential is there, but you see Zenny just with perfect execution.
Nice blue bomber. He's only got like 3 rooms left, and he's done with the game.
Well, I hope we see some escape blue bomber later on.
Right, yeah.
We already saw that with the Aqueduct blue bomber, so that's really terrific stuff.
Now, actually, part of the way that strat works, part of the preliminary part, and I'm not going to do the greatest job of explaining this, but basically the simple version is the space jump has a cooldown on it, kind of like your beams do. but that cooldown is actually significantly less when you're in the water. I don't really know exactly why they coded it that way. Nice, by the way, bomb. Hop over the middle there. That's a fun strat. But anyway, you can kind of spam space jump a little bit more in the water, and he actually has been using that mechanic, or that, I guess, feature of the physics in several rooms in a row to get certain types of strats. Like, he even just did it right there. If he'd have done that strat in regular air, he wouldn't have been able to do it, because he wouldn't have been able to do 2 back-to-back space jumps like that. So even an item can be different in different parts of this game. That's really neat.
Oh, no doubt about it, Kip. That double D boost was just dripping with swag. And now he's gonna blow open the door to Crate's warehouse again to go grab a well-hidden missile pack. Gotta have power bombs to blow down the wall and get that well-hidden item. But yeah, he's gonna be heading to Norfair and gonna completely clear out upper and lower Norfair, but not necessarily in that order.
Okay, real quick, he opened the door back up in advance, and he's going down here instead of back up with the spring ball, because he's trying to set up. Oh, he got it, baby! Look at that! I can't even begin to tell you how hard that strat is.
Oh my gosh!
A short charge into a speed ball through a horizontal door in the floor. Oh my goodness!
For some reason, that trick reminds me a little bit. I know it's not maybe as celebrated as reverse slinky, but it just kind of reminds me a little bit of it. You know, just seeing that speed keep into a spring ball jump. Maybe it's like a baby, like a baby slinky.
Yeah, baby slinky. Yeah, Slinky Junior. It's
Slinky Junior. Yeah, Slinky Junior. That works. And here another very well hidden missile pack. But I think the game does give you a little bit of latitude here. I think it expects you to just run straight into that wall and maybe crumble it away. But maybe I'm giving casual gamers a little too much credit there. Zeni, though, crashing into that wall, grabbing that missile pack, I should say, and now speeding his way through the Croc Speedway.
Yeah, and notice he landed about as far back as he possibly could in that room, so that he could get the most run speed that he could to get the jump through this room. Like, the way rooms chain together in this game is maybe the coolest part about speedrunning it. Like,
No doubt
the
about it.
strats that you do in one room usually might be contingent on, like, how you entered the room previously or something. So it's funny how it all works together like that.
So that lower Norfair elevator entrance there, that was a really nice optimal chronic boost. So that was really nicely done from Zeni. Now he's into lower Norfair, and this is where, pull out all the stops, because this is where we're going to see some absolutely mental movement here. Like, look at this.
Yeah, this is a tough strat too. Perfectly done. He's gonna try to jump at the last second to clip right through into that hand. Nice.
Unbelievable, Zeni. Terrific stuff. But yeah, you mentioned chaining rooms together and kind of maintaining Samus's momentum as you move her in space. You know, it reminds me of parkour. You know, it's just the kind of the smooth, rapid movement, but like it's so chained together. Like you're always doing something, always moving.
Another, first of all, I totally agree with you. Secondly, another underrated nuanced strat was at the end of that previous room. The way he did a jump and then a ball bounce to get through that room without touching any of those holts was really great.
I had a tough casual boss, but no, not tough for Zeni. We have Golden Chorizo this time, able to just get the corner trap like in Street Fighter 2 at the arcade. And Zeni getting that super missile from the ceiling. He's about to pick up the most overpowered item in the game, which is the screw attack. Gonna turn Samus into a spin jumping, space jumping buzzsaw, electrified buzzsaw. And he's gonna be able to deal with anything that comes his way now that he's picked up pretty much every major movement item and offensive weapon.
Yeah, this is slightly off topic, but it is something I thought about recently. If you think about like a lot of the items that we have in this game that can do damage, it's like we found a way to use all of them on bosses in some way. Like we found a way to use Speed Booster on Dragon, right? We found a way to use Dopplers and stuff and charge shots and all kinds of different methods of killing a lot of these bosses. But there's no boss that's weak to the screw attack. Like, wouldn't it be kind of neat if there was a fight that was contingent upon like certain types of jumping? I don't know. Maybe that'd be a little convoluted, but given the fact that it is the most powerful technically, like it does the most damage per frame of any item in the game, if something is weak to it, I think it'd be kind of neat if that were a feature.
I think you're onto something, Kip. We're gonna have to see if we can petition Nintendo to patch the game. Leave in all the glitches and exploits for speedrunning's sake. But if we could get a boss that's vulnerable to screw attack, maybe. I think it'd be kind of hilarious if they made Crocomire, because he already, as you'll see in a couple minutes here, he can already get one shot from the plasma beam. But you know what? Just add on another layer to it and allow him to be damaged by the screw attack and just get absolutely destroyed. Speaking of destroyed, Zeni is just absolutely just destroying this run in a good way, I want to say. Just incredible movement. We saw fast pillars. You saw a great worst room in the game, Mickey Mouse missiles. Now he's into Wasteland, just blowing right by those Disgigas to get the newly named Power Bombs of Necessity.
That's right, yeah.
Because this is 100%, he's got to pick those up. And now watch this Kago here. Double Kago, perfect execution as he heads into Metal Pirates.
That's actually the fastest way to do that, Kago. If you watch an 80% run, most people will do a slightly slower, even a double one, but they do it slightly slower because you take 50 damage from Kagoing through that platform as opposed to only 15 if you run into spikes first. So a lot of times you'll see people run into the spikes, Kago through, run into another spike on the way down, Kago through. If you do it the way he just did it, you instantly go down fast enough to keep your iframes to get through the second one. But you sacrifice the 35 energy. Or I guess 30 technically, or 20 by the end, or whatever it is. So he did a great job. He also, I failed to mention it earlier, but he did a really good job in the Key Hunter staircase, running that strat where he killed all 3 Key Hunters prior to dropping the power bomb to reduce the lag is actually pretty difficult. The second and third ones aren't too hard to kill with your beam, but moving fast enough to jump over to the first one to get it with your screw attack, and then also still being able to get into place to shoot your beams correctly is pretty tight. So he did a fantastic job of that.
No doubt about it. And Kip, I looked away from my screen. I got dual monitor setup, popular setup with a desktop PC, and I looked over and Ridley was dead. And
yes,
I'm just in awe. I'm in awe of that boss fight. Dude came in with 17 supers, unloading 12 of them on him, landing those charge shots. Just a phenomenal fight from Zeni.
Yeah, and Zeni is one of our best Ridley fighters. He's spent a lot of time not only perfecting what he wants to do in Hundo, but obviously his experience with RBO. That was a nasty strat. Pirates there.
Like
look at this. He's going to Kago through this thing.
Look at the spring ball.
This is so silly. Oh, my God. And then he gets into the demon. Oh, if he'd have just been able to get through.
He's going for it.
There we go. Lovely speed. That was still a nasty room.
No, just the sequence there from Metal Pirates, Spring Ball K goes up into Wasteland, and then a nice speedball finish. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, Lower Norfair is a fun place, man. Like Lower Norfair is one of my favorite places to watch an elite runner of any category. There's some really fun things you can chain together down here. Like this is another one of my favorites. He's gonna deboost back onto a bug that he froze. Look at that. Perfect.
It's like investing. He freezes the bug. He's like, I'm going to deboost back onto this and jump out of there. And he does. Beautifully executed from Zeni. Now we're going to get the Hodarubi special here, Kip. We saw him in his 100% tournament race against Hodarubi himself.
Oh, it's looking good. He's got the right angle, I believe. Yeah, it's looking like he got the right angle. Oh, right.
Let's go. All right. Paying homage to a legend of Super Metroid, speedrunning with that beautiful strat, the Hodarubi special to grab those power bombs. Well done, Zeni. That was terrific.
Someone should correct me in the chat. I might be wrong about this, but you know what the funniest part about that strat is? Hockey?
No, Kip. I don't know what is the funniest part of that strat.
I don't think Hodarubi actually did that strat.
How did it get that
It,
name?
it ended up getting that name by like accident somehow. Like somebody assumed that
Oh
he did it or
my
something.
gosh.
And again, someone else that remembers could probably explain it. But I think that there's something to do with like it was named that, but he didn't actually come up with it or didn't actually use it in runs. But then like we
Oh
just
my
kept it anyway.
goodness.
So,
That is too much.
yeah, I
That
mean
is
it's
too
still
much.
homage to him for sure, but it's just in a funny way.
All right. Duly noted.
I mean, that is the name of it. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that
right,
it's
right,
not.
right.
It's just that I feel like there was something like extra about it that we forgot. But anyway, I love this D boost. That strat is not super hard to do, but it just looks cool. I love jumping off at the top of Bubble Mountain into nothingness and then getting saved by this waiver that you jump off of. You know, basically, or
Yep.
DB stuff of it.
Able to
Really
just
cool.
continue that jump across with that D boost. Just too good. Too good. Zenny gonna pick up, I believe, the 4th and final reserve tank here. And another well-hidden missile pack in this room. And I think that's gonna do it for Norfair. I think he's got every item he needs.
Almost.
Correction. Oh, hold the phone.
Yeah,
I'm looking at his
my
PB video.
here comes
How
my
could I
favorite-
forget?
Yeah, this is my favorite strat, even though it's not like the craziest, but I love how cool this one looks. Got a lovely D boost. He's gonna do a quick fall, unmorph, kill that thing with a super. My goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful strat.
Too many good strats in Bubble Mountain to count. He got the trifecta. He got the bomb spread, got that swaggy D boost, and then the even swaggier D boost down to those missiles. How about that?
Looks like we're getting some correction in the chat about the Ruby special thing. Maybe he does run the strat. I don't know if he invented it or maybe someone thought someone else did. Either way, I'm happy to give the guy credit. I don't really care who gets the credit, but I did. For a long time, I was under the assumption that that it was like misapplied, which does happen, you know, from time to time. You'll see someone come up with something, and then someone else will kind of like popularize it, if that makes sense. Like
Oh
a
yeah,
good
yeah.
example of that is uh, unless I'm mistaken, what people typically call the behemoth climb, you know, the ledge grab climb, I think that behemoth might not have been the first player that ever did it that way, but because he was well known and seen by a lot of people, you know, it kind of got attributed to him. So so I'm not really sure about the whole Hoda Ruby thing, but we'll just let it remain a mystery. Oh, look at this spike suit.
Oh, spike suit off Croc, so he's gonna carry that a long way, isn't he, Kip?
He's gonna try, and man, it's difficult. It's difficult to make it all the way to X-ray with it. But yeah, he's basically trying to finish collecting these items, make his way up to X-ray, and then spark across. But you have to move in a particular way, and be careful not to press certain buttons. And some of it can be very counterintuitive. So we're hoping for him to pull it off.
Carries that momentum across space, jumping across that gap there to pick up one of the last power bomb packs. I believe that might be the last one. But still got that grapple beam. No, he's got he's got Retro Bryn still.
I think Retro Bryn is the only one left. Yeah.
Heading down to an interesting part of Norfair. I don't think there's any superheated rooms down here.
No, but there's a super D boost.
Woo! Let's go. Look at that.
God, and a perfect door transition too, man. I can't, man. Some of these strats are just so ridiculous. Yeah, that was a fantastic strat. And on top of that, grapple, even though we get it very late, still actually has a little bit of application. Someone should be able to correct me on this, but I believe the grapple beam, if you like press it down and let it shoot its full distance, I believe it shoots faster. I think it reaches its destination faster than like your regular shot or even like a regular missile. Maybe not a super, but it might even be a super. So anyway, you'll sometimes see them unmorph and immediately run towards a door and use grapple, and that's because grapple is the only thing that could actually open the door without bonking.
Oh wow, so it's kind of grapple beam, even getting it this late in this run, it has anti-bonk properties.
It does. We will most likely see it. In fact, let's test my theory. We will most likely see it after he collects X-ray. On the way out, if you unmorph and run immediately with a regular shot, I don't think I don't think your shot can move fast enough to outrun you before you bonk. But the grapple will actually allow you to do that, and I think we might see it also in the 230 room. We'll see. So this is another cool strat, man. Oh, he got the super shot right there. So cool.
Very nice. Yeah, that was that was really terrific. Just to be able to space jump up there, carry that momentum, fire that super perfectly on target with that green gate. Just so much to this game. Every room has something. If you like D-boosts, if you like shine sparks, spike suits, you know, or just ledge grab, there's so much to this game. I mean, there's so much movement technique, and to be able to chain them all together, string them all together, to get through the game as fast as these runners do, especially Zeni. You know, the second top 2 time ever. You know, he's pretty good at this game if you haven't noticed, folks.
Pretty good. All right, we've made it this far with the spark. We just got one room to go.
Back up in the red tower here, just freezing that ripper, dropping the power bomb, and watch this.
Got him.
Sparks perfectly across X-ray.
That was gorgeous. Nicely done. Saves quite a few seconds there. And then let's test my theory here. Zeni might can hear me, so I don't know if this is what he normally does. I think it is. Yeah, okay. He's giving me the thumbs up. So he's gonna select the grapple beam, and it's gonna be the only way he could open this door while running full blast and still get through without bonking.
Yeah, there it is. Well done, Kip, and well done, Zeni.
And a nice little. I guess he was going for like a speed keep there to maintain his forward momentum. I think that trick is like a one-framer. But yeah, saving up a little bit of time there. He's going to be heading here back now to Retro Brinstar. And I guess maybe, I don't know if reverse slinky is like his normal. I don't know if he normally goes for it.
Going for it.
All right.
Oh.
Man, that trick is so crazy hard.
That trick is so hard to execute in a run. Oh my goodness. Most runners have only gotten it in practice, but I think that was at least halfway on that reverse slinky attempt. That was really impressive.
Yeah, that was nice. And I really like what he just did in this room. He did a nice short charge to get a speed ball, and then laid the power bomb, and then backtrack for the power bombs to give that power bomb cooldown to like, you know, explode. So there was like no wasted time there. That was really great.
There we're in Retro Bryn cleanup, and that everyone who played Nestroid knows about that energy tank.
Oh yeah.
But how about this? Flying upstairs. What are these rooms? This wasn't in the NES version, Kip. I haven't seen this before.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Could it be? Okay, so he got the missile pack, but take it away, Kip.
For 3 easy payments of $9.99. This missile pack
more.
will be yours. And but if you call within the next 10 minutes, we'll also include a free beta missile.
You know, Kip, we're slashing prices left and right. We got BOGO missile packs right now.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. Not 1, not 2, but 3 missile packs delivered straight to your door within 4 business days.
Oh my goodness.
Here's another kind of neat feature real quick. He got a short charge. Most people know this, but just in case you didn't, you can actually store a shine spark, and I believe you have exactly 180 frames before you can, before you lose it. It does not actually count on the timer though while you're on an elevator. So he held that one to use right up here.
That's just awesome stuff. Into old Mother Brain, a really well hidden missile pack, but nice inclusion by the devs there to put an item under there. Seasoned Metroid player would be like, I know there's more to this room than meets the eye.
Oh, for sure. And I believe, yeah, it's got to be, because I think this is the next to last item that you pick up, but this is definitely the last super pack here.
Yeah. the old Criteria supers. Look at that. It's freezing those slimes and flying, shine sparking all the way up, grabbing that super missile.
Yeah, and you know what? He did it the method where you actually end up touching the missile before you finish the shine spark, and there's a specific way that happens. I think it might be like if you're stationary from a crouch position or something. Someone else can explain it, I'm sure, but most of the time, like, you'll like finish your crouch, or you'll finish your shine spark and then fall and pick it up. I always find it neat when you get it that way. But yeah, okay. Once again,
Yep.
notice the grapple beam, and we'll use it one more time on the way out of here.
That optimal movement in this game, to seek it out, to achieve it, takes so much dedication, so much time, talent, skill, and knowledge of this game. And you know, Zeni's got all 4 in spades. There's no doubt about that. But that's it. He's got all the items, Kip. All we have is Torian, and I know, you know, during that grand finals, I took a little bit of heat from Zeni and maybe some members of his community about leaving out his incredibly spicy Metroid room. So I hope he's ready for an encore here, because seeing Zeni blaze through Torian is just it's a sight to behold.
I know we're having a good time, but I'm being dead serious again. Like, I don't. It's hard to explain to people out there how crazy of a good time this is for Super Metroid Hundo while he's wearing this like mask. Like, he's about to PB minutes faster than the vast majority of players while he's like wearing this mask the whole time.
Oh, look at this. Look at the he's got the visor lit up. The lights are off. Zeni is in absolute focus mode here, heading into Torian. The hunter is ready to hunt those Metroids.
He's in a dark room where his visor glows.
That is too cool, Zeni. All right, this is it, Kip. Blink and you miss it. Metroid rooms 1, 2, 3, and 4. Really nice room 1, but look at this room 2. Let's go. Oh, that Metroid room 3 was absolutely mental.
Oh, I love those. Yeah, I'm always super impressed with these Metroid rooms. So so difficult to pull off this quickly.
What a sequence! What a set of Metroid rooms from Zeni. Terrific stuff as he gets set up for Baby Skip. Now, are we gonna see a jumping Baby Skip, or are we gonna see a spring ball Baby Skip?
He's definitely gonna try the spring ball.
Oh
for
my
sure.
goodness! Oh my goodness, chat! Hold on to your rear ends here, in the words of Samuel Jackson. Sort of.
Dude, he got it!
Let's go!
I can't. This dude is so crazy.
You gotta be kidding me, Kip. Oh my goodness, Zeni. In the dark, with the glowing visor of the Samus helmet.
Look at his face. He doesn't even look like he cares.
Just completely
He's got the
stoic.
he's got the same look he's had all run.
No need for a spring ball zap skip here. He's got the down back perfectly executed. Heads in and just gives Mother Brain 1 the business, landing those supers and regular missiles as he gets ready for Mother Brain 2 fight.
That's right. And most people know this, but I'll just mention it anyway. You'll probably notice that 3 little Rinkas came out, and he shot them twice and killed them. If you shoot them and kill them, they'll actually respawn immediately. But if you freeze them and kill them, as he did with the ice beam here, the game still counts them as being frozen. So you won't have any more spawn for like the full duration of what it would take to unfreeze. And so that's what kept them off the screen and allowed him to just unload unimpeded there.
That's a great tip, Kip. I didn't actually know that, because I often struggle with Rinkas.
Yeah, I didn't know that for a long time, and I always wondered why it didn't work that way, like, you know, in a randomizer when you didn't have ice or something. But apparently that is the mechanism behind the behavior.
Now you perfect execution here on this Mother Brain 2 fight. Just took one of those catch-ups on the chin, but with 20 E-tanks, or correction, 14 E-tanks. Not too much to be worried about. And now Kip, he's setting up for the stand-up glitch. I don't really understand the nuances of the stand-up glitch, so I'm hoping you do.
Well, I know a little bit, but I'll be honest with you. There are actually, within the last year, which is a short amount of time for a game that's been around this long, there's actually been, I think, even some more extensive looking into this stuff. And so anyway, first and foremost, he did a jump at the top of the screen while the Metroid latched on. Number one, because if you're on the ground, you'll get stuck. And then number two, I believe Zenny and maybe Behemoth lately were testing different behaviors that you have when it comes on screen can actually make it faster or slower. And I think spin jumping, space jumping in the corner ended up being one of the, I think the fastest one. But anyway, so once Mother Brain's head turns like fully gray is when she's actually available to be hit. Here's the issue though. The baby Metroid, this is starting to get really complicated. The baby Metroid won't detach until two things happen. A, you're full on energy, and B, it has been hit with at least 10 onion rings. But notice that Zenny walked backwards when it detached, and it actually came back on the screen like way faster than normal. I don't know exactly why it works that way, but I just know that that's something that's been happening recently that people have been doing, and that set him up to have a one-shot rainbow kill at the end. Fantastically done.
I'll say, Kip, that was fantastically done. A one-shot Mother Brain 3, one hyper beam shot, and now he's going to go straight into the escape. And we're going to see. Hopefully, we see that blue bomber. I mean, check the box. He's done everything else in this speed run, including the spring ball baby skip.
Oh yeah. And blue bomber.
Blue bomber. Let's go, Zenny. Really just putting the pedal to the metal, finishing out this run extremely strong.
It makes me think of that. That's why I did that voice. It makes me think of that AVGN episode or whatever, where I think one of the old consoles has like a thing that can talk. The B-52 bomber.
Oh my gosh. I think that was ColecoVision.
Yeah,
One of those visions, yeah. So Zenny's up into the parlor, just using those ledge grabs, and those wall jumps to perfect execution, trying not to get trolled too much by the steam. He's into the landing site, and he's going to finish up with a blistering time here.
Yeah, a low 115 in these circumstances is it just. I'm not exaggerating. That's an insanely fast time. That was a really, really, really great run. Well done, Zenny. Great show, and congratulations on a fantastic display of our speed run.
Absolutely, Kip. I echo your sentiments. GG, Zenny. I hope that you're happy with that run, because I know everybody in chat and Kip and I just thought that was absolutely spectacular. So, again, GG's and congrats.
That's right. The only thing left technically to do here is we gotta watch the credits and make sure we get to the 100 at the end for the full confirmation. But I'm confident that we will get there.
No doubt about it. Gotta verify the run. And I think Zenny took off the mask. I think he's gonna throw on the headset. So hopefully he'll join us and give us some commentary of his own. Tell us about his run.
He's not gonna come back on screen until Samus takes the mask off. Yes, sir.
Loud and clear, Zenny. GG.
Not gonna come through. All right, yeah. So that was Super Metroid 100%. I'm very happy with that run. I'm super stoked. I think that's probably the best marathon run I've ever done.
Yeah, you played very, very well. Like very, very well, especially wearing that mask. Which was a lot of fun to watch. Like, in all seriousness, serious question, like, does it impede you? Like, I mean, I'm sure it does a little bit. What's it like in there?
My head is super hot and sweaty now, for sure. So it's kind of funny. Obviously, you know, there's some vision impairment, and Kip can relate to that. He does some streams every once in a while with these aviator glasses on.
Oh yeah.
And it is hard to see for sure. That's one of the nice things about speedrunning, Super Metroid and speedrunning in general, though, is, you know, eventually, like, you do have visual cues and things like that, but you get into a groove and muscle memory sort of takes over, and so there's some things that you can do as long as you have some, like, general idea of what's going on. And so yeah, that helps. One thing, though, I wasn't sure if I was going to turn the lights off, but I was like, you know what, like, I'm here to have fun, I'm here to chill, and so I did turn the lights off and I turned the visor glow on there. That makes it much harder to see because it makes it so that your face is like right in front of you, like on the back side of the glass, and so
Oh my gosh.
so yeah, it was pretty difficult, but pretty
He's
much
so
a flawless Turian anyway, so, you know, whatever. I almost PB'd yesterday, but then I completely choked Turian, so naturally in the marathon run today, when I can't even see anything, it goes totally fine. It's, you know, it's fine.
Well, before we go
So-
further, I want to just quickly say, in the immortal words of the character Mugatu from Zoolander, Zinni's head is so hot right now.
Slay me.
Hockey, I think it was in Turian somewhere, I don't remember for sure, but there was this point where you yeah, it was right after Baby Skip, you cackled and I completely like lost what I was doing, and I like bonked and I fell and like
Did you stop completely? Like you stopped?
I did, like I bonked into this thing and I had to like regain my composure, and anyway,
Oh
it
my
was
gosh. I
it was good
derailed
times
him. I'm
for
sorry,
sure. So
Zeni.
no,
This
it's
is why I
fine.
never wanted to commentate your run.
Well, real
I'm
quick, we
kidding.
do get the
I'm
100%
kidding.
confirmation here, so congrats on a fantastic
Yeah,
run, and that was super
congratulations.
fast.
Yeah, you guys did an excellent job. Thank you. Thank you
Oh,
for
thank
putting
you,
up
Zeni.
with
It was
me
our-
not
it
having
was
a
our-
mic for obvious reasons, and yeah, I appreciate it.
I know Kip will say it himself, but I know I'm comfortable speaking for him when I say it was absolute privilege, Zeni, to commentate your run. It was really fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you for asking us to be here, and I really enjoyed doing the co-commentary with you, Hockey, and happy to contribute a small part to this excellent event. I really think it's awesome that they have not only the SGL, tournaments going on, but this marathon also gives us a chance to see a bunch of other cool games as well. So, yeah, big shout out to all the hard work being done by Speed Gaming.
For sure. I want to
No
echo
doubt
that.
about it.
I know that we're actually behind schedule, so we should probably, you know, get out of here and let them move on with the show. But thank you very much for the opportunity, and you know, for everything you guys do to help not just our speedrunning community, but speedrunning in general. And you know, I'm really happy I got to do this, and I'm happy it went well. So, all right. Anything else?
No, I think we're all wrapped up. Zeni, again, GG's and congrats. That was phenomenal. Kip, thank you so much for doing commentary. And
Yeah.
yeah, on behalf of everybody at Speed Gaming, we'll see you next mission. We got plenty more speed run action coming your way, so stay tuned.